my apple cider vinegar, which I always keep on deck, but I don't necessarily take on a regular basis. Interesting. Okay.
So every activity in our body.
This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black entrepreneurship, politics, news, and events in Hampton Roads and beyond.
When I say black, y'all say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say black, y'all say Wall Street. Black.
Welcome to this 40th edition of Black Wall Street Today. Wow. 12 weeks away from a full calendar year on the air. Thank you all so much for your support of this show. We've actually returned today to a health focus, the entrepreneurship of alternative medicine or alternative healing. In addition to discussing the viability of the entrepreneurship opportunity about a range of things from mindfulness and meditation and yoga to CBD oil. We'll be talking about alkalinity. So our very first guest is no stranger to the show. She's actually back by popular demand, had our phone lines blowing up. Ms. Lania Johnson of Firm 717 LLC. Firm 717 is owned by, again, Lania Johnson. She's a Navy veteran who fell in love with the Virginia Beach oceanfront after reporting to her first duty station, the Naval Air Station Oceana. After transitioning out of the Navy, Lania began a teaching profession as a licensed educator, teaching both middle school and college courses. Through Firm 717, Lania instructs her clients through the practice of mindfulness, yoga, and clarity for daily wellness. Welcome back to the show, Lania. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks so much for having me again, Blair. It's so nice to be here.
Thanks so much for your willingness. Wow, I think you got all of our juices flowing when you were here a couple weeks ago.
I'm happy.
Focus on mindfulness. Go there with us again, though. Just give us a couple of fundamental definitions for the conversation. Starting with mindfulness.
Of course, we like to talk about mindfulness as eliminating the idea of separation, the separation of ourselves from one another. We're all interconnected, and everything that we do affects someone or something else in our environment. So keeping that in mind, that not only is mindfulness a great alternative healing method for yourself, but it's also something that you can share with the people around you and the people that you love, who you are already connected to.
Wow, that is not something you shared last time. I love it.
It's a new show, Blair.
Because we do find that to be true, that we're not entities in and of ourselves. Right? Everything has an impact. So, wow.
And the ego separates, meaning that who we are, we're all interconnected. When you think about the planet, you think about the human culture, human nature, also the animals on the planet, the grass, the trees. We're all connected in some way. The trees are giving us the carbon monoxide that we need to breathe, things like that. So it's just keeping in mind that the planet is here for us and we're here for it.
There's a symbiotic relationship. I love that. Okay, so with that knowledge, what can we do with mindfulness, or what is the actual practice of mindfulness?
The main practice is learning to be still. And I know we talked about that a little bit the last time, but learning to quiet the mind, learning that you have control over what you think about, what you focus on. A lot of depression and anxiety revolves around what we're focusing on. If you're focusing on something harmful or scary, you're going to feel that in your body. And I call it a slow simmer. And there are a lot of people walking around slowly simmering, meaning that they're not calm. There's always an issue. There's always something to be angry about, always something to be mad about, always something. And if we start to see that there is always a problem, if you let it be, there will always be. But if you decide that there are no problems, there won't be.
And that can be true as well. Even if it's only true in our headspace.
Right. And it's one
Which
of those...
is where it needs to probably be true.
Well, that's the main space where it should be true. Because that's the only thing that you can control. You can't control a lot of the things that may happen to you, that may happen around you, but you can always control what you think about them and how you respond to them. That is within your control. So if you choose to respond negatively, you might get negativity back. If you choose to respond positively, lo and behold, you might get positivity in return.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this then. And in fact, if you've just tuned in, Blair Durham here with Black Wall Street Today. We're chatting with Linnea Johnson. Right now, we're talking about mindfulness, and I certainly want to invite you to join this conversation. 757-727-5711. If you'd like to call in, you've got some questions, 757-727-5711. My question is there a difference between controlling the narrative, which is what I hear you say? We decide, nope, all is well, and being still.
There is a difference. I feel like when you learn to be still, it helps you have that pause prior to a response or reaction, meaning that sometimes we respond and react without a pause. Or someone may be talking and you're not listening to what they're saying, you're listening to respond. You're looking for that opening so you can interject something as opposed to the pause before the response. So I feel like once you learn how to be still with yourself, it then becomes easier to be still with other people in certain situations. Because if you can't be still alone, how will you be still
That's good.
when others are around you doing things that you may or may not like or may not agree with and things like that?
Very important.
Yes.
Wow.
And mindfulness, believe it or not, it shrinks the amygdala, which is a part of the brain that triggers a fight or flight. So
know that.
we are ancient in that sense where our brains are still looking to fight or flight or in any given situation. So being mindful and the mindful meditation helps us to shrink that part of our brain so that we can increase the part for focus and concentration so that when we are with our loved ones, we can listen to them completely and wholly and be present for them, just like we can be present for ourselves. But if you can't do that for yourself first, how are you going to do that with other people?
And so, again, we're just talking about the idea of being aware of that mental activity.
Right,
essentially.
right. And a lot of times I think of meditation as an absolute awareness. You can be aware of what's going on around you without telling yourself a story about it or narrating it.
That's such a critical distinction right there, because I think people have been sort of afraid of the practice of meditation because they think that, they have to completely clear their headspace, which is not really possible. Right. But the idea is to do what?
Is to be aware and to bring your awareness to the forefront, because you are in there aware of your emotions coming into you. You are in there and aware of the different situations. Just like when you look out of a car window, you're aware of everything that's there, whether you narrate it to yourself or not. And a lot of times we walk around narrating life for ourselves, telling ourselves stories about things that are happening, as opposed to just being aware of them. Things change, months change, days change, hours change. Everything changes.
Have you give us an example of that, just to help clarify, because we can be really almost over-identified with our thoughts.
Right.
So break that down. What would be the difference between just being aware of a thought and narrating a thought?
A lot of it is letting go. When the thought comes, just like if you're watching a television channel and you see the images move across the screen, you can do the same thing with your thoughts. You can see them move into and out of. So as you're there, you don't have to stop and focus on that negative thought. You have the ability to let it go. Now, it will hurt maybe in the first few times when you try it, because there's something in you that innately wants to hold on to that situation or tell that person off before you even get in the room with them. In your head, you've told them off 6 times before you even see them. So think about the ways you narrate the situation. You take your point of view, their point of view, and you have a whole argument in your head with yourself before you've even given that person an opportunity to arrive. Yeah. And who's to say that the things in your head are even accurate? Yeah,
that's
or who's to say that what you said they were going to say is what they're actually going to say?
Yeah.
Let them speak. Let them arrive. So
go ahead.
Not narrating the entire situation prior to or even after. sometimes I say leave it in the moment. If it happened at that moment, sometimes you have to walk away from it and leave it in that moment instead of carrying that pain with you, narrating that pain over and over. Because what we forget is even though you're not in that moment anymore, your body is.
And that's where I wanted to kind of go from here, because it might seem like we're having an abstract conversation. We're talking about mindfulness and meditation, but bring it full circle as it relates to how is this medicinal? How is this healing?
Right. So when you're stressed about a situation that you're narrating it in your mind, that's what stress is. You're thinking about something that either has happened already in the past or something that will happen in the future, and you're telling yourself a story about it. 9 times out of 10, that story is negative. So if you're telling your story about a situation that happened in the past, you can't change it. So what's the point in getting your body so revved up in that same anger and that same distress that moment may or may not have caused, when you could let it go and walk away and live in a new moment that may not have stress or anger. But when you go home and tell everybody about the stress or the anger, now you're firing up that heartbeat again. You're firing up that stress again. So now you're sitting in a space where that situation is not actually happening to you, but your body is responding in the same way that it would have when it was happening to you.
And what's going on in the body? So I know,
high blood pressure. I don't know how many people you know with high blood
pressure,
but just as the African American community as a whole, high blood pressure has been one of those things that I know we have to pay attention to. And why is our blood pressure so high? Why? And a lot of it is that situation coming back to us, that situation that is in the future that hasn't even happened yet, that we're already fired up about. Whereas when you're mindful and in the moment, you can actually enjoy the moment that you're in without thinking about the future moment or without thinking about the past moment, but sitting still in the moment as it is, whatever moment that may be.
What else is triggered? You're talking about blood pressure. What else?
Definitely the heart rate.
Yeah.
And getting the heart rate up can be healthy, obviously, when you're doing exercise and things like that. But increasing the heart rate because of stress and depression is negative, and it's sometimes leading us to sickness and illness that we could have prevented had we not been experiencing that stress.
Powerful.
Hope so.
Yeah.
I hope it helps someone.
It's helping me. As you know, I'm writing everything down. So mindfulness, meditation. We covered those two. Now let's move into yoga.
Okay.
Because again, this is a whole thing. Yoga is part mindfulness and meditation, right?
Yes.
It's not just body work.
I call it like a meditative movement. The point is to breathe deeply and move. And believe it or not, the whole point of the physical asanas were to be able to sit in meditation for longer periods. So to move the body so that you can still the mind.
Oh, so the movement. Okay, so I was having a conversation on the way here, and I had it totally backwards. I thought that the focus on the breathing, the meditation, helped to
and they work
foster
interconnectedly, but I would say just like going back to the ancient traditions of yoga, the whole meaning was to be silent and to sit still. And in order to do that, move the body so that you can be still for longer periods. And I always say that the side effects of the physical, for example, the lean muscle that you build, the strength that you build are just side effects of the full practice. But the immersing yourself into the mindful practice, to me, is more important than the physical. I always say the physical is just a side effect of the mental, because I'd rather you have a healthy mind first. Anybody can go and lift weights and run and have a beautiful body, but what about what's going on inside?
Because you hear about people who are, the picture of health. That end up with these heart and blood issues. Right.
Wow. So you can look awesome and still be dealing with things on the inside that you haven't let go. So letting go, a lot of the times, is one of the biggest things I try to tell my clients letting go. There are situations that hurt us. There are things that will happen. Life still happens. Mm-hmm. So how you respond to life is your choice.
Yeah, huge, huge. Blair Durham here with Black Wall Street Today and Linnea Johnson of Firm 717 LLC. We're talking about mindfulness. We're talking about meditation. And we're talking about yoga. If you've got questions, feel free to call in 757-727-5711. This is all about alternative healing, alternative medicine. No disrespect to anything else that you may be doing, but you know, some of these things just seem really fundamental. Wish we had learned them in grade school.
Right?
Yeah, I know there's a movement now to teach some of these things in grade school.
Yes, trying to teach them to children. Because as we grow, we experience things that we stop letting go of when you think about it. Like some of those traumatic experiences are just things that we've held on to that maybe have hurt us in the past, but they don't have to continue to hurt us, is the point that I want to make. Life will happen. Things will happen. We can't predict what could possibly happen to us, but how you respond to it. What is your attitude toward it? Do you have a moment to pause before reacting and responding? And how can that help you in the future? How can being silent help you in your situations, from situations with your parents, with your children, with your friends, with the people closest to you? How can being silent just help you have a moment before you speak? And think about the things that you may have said in the past that you regretted. How could being silent have helped you in that past situations? And going forward, how can it help you?
Powerful. Man, this is healing in and of itself, just the conversation. So in the 4 minutes or so that we have remaining, let's talk about how we can connect with you and your practice. What do you have coming up? Okay.
Also, my number, 513-765-0530. And my website. One more time. Yes, 513-765-0530. And my website is firm717.com. And I'm also on Instagram and Facebook.
Perfect. I just want to reiterate some of these things for those that are biting into sandwiches. So Linnea will facilitate a youth camp.
Yes.
Or a clinic.
Yes, I help with youth camps, youth clinics, sports teams, anything involving focus, where you might need focus, things like that. For example, this past weekend, I was at a Juneteenth celebration at Piney Grove Baptist Church, and I offered some free vinyasa sessions to the members there.
What do you consider, or have you worked with corporate teams?
Yes, I actually have that on my website, where I'd love to work with corporate teams. I'll actually be working on the Little Creek base. They're starting up a new fitness center, and I'll actually be helping them facilitate those new classes and new things that they're going to start offering here shortly on the Little Creek base. Any details that you need about me, again, you can find on my website, firm717.com. Or feel free to give me a call if you'd like to schedule a private session or a group session. I also work with groups.
Okay. Fantastic. Linnea, this has been great as always.
Oh, it's always fun with you, Blair.
We're going to have you back.
I can't wait to come back.
I'm going to continue my mindfulness practice.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
And I always say it's practice. The more you practice, the better you get. So if that first time you're sitting down to meditate, if it feels intimidating, focus on the breath. As you breathe, focus on the breath. And at any time when you're feeling some sort of stress, you're feeling anxiety, focus on the breath. You can change that focus, change that channel. If something that's depressing you, something that's making you anxious, change that channel. You have the opportunity to do that. Only you.
That's good. I love it. Thanks so much, Linnea.
Oh, thank you, Blair. And thank you for everybody listening. I appreciate the support.
Yes, we will talk soon. And actually, when we get back, hashtag add this to the list. We'll be talking about CBD oil.
And now, more Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham on Smooth 88.1 WHOV.
Welcome back. already a powerful show. Edition number 40 of Black Wall Street Today. We're focused on alternative medicine, alternative healing. And so this edition of hashtag add this to the list features Leroy Winfield. As a single father of a 9-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl, Leroy Winfield is an advocate for multiple streams of income and leveraging the power of people. His goal is to change his family's financial legacy and to spend more time with his children. Leroy works full-time as a network engineer and plans to retire from the Naval Reserve soon. In addition to being involved in many other business ventures, Leroy is a Wakaya Perfection ambassador. Wakaya Perfection offers organic, pure, and proprietary products that help you get well, stay well, and be well inside and out. Wakaya Perfection offers a unique business opportunity unparalleled anywhere in the world for individuals with a passion for purity and health. Welcome to the show, Leroy.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
You're a busy guy. It's really good to see you.
Yeah, I'm very, very busy.
Man, single father of 2. So thank you for your commitment.
Oh, thank you.
I just think family first. So
yeah,
appreciate you there. So look, I've already given a little bit of a teaser to the audience that we're going to talk about CBD oil, but let's kind of build up to that. Let's talk about some of the other wellness products that you offer in the spirit of alternative medicine, alternative healing. How are you helping people?
Okay, well, actually we have, our company is Wakaya Perfection. It's founded by the founder of Fiji Water. And we have actually quite a few different lines of products to help you get healthy from the inside out. Yeah. We have the CBD oil. We also have our what we call the spices of life, our high impact ginger and turmeric.
Okay.
And that is part of what we call our GT core. And so just like when you exercise, most of the time when most people exercise, what they focus is on the core. Everybody always wants to get their 6-packs together and everything like that when they're working out. Mm-hmm. Well, kind of the same philosophy goes with trying to get your body in repair, which is we focus what we call our GT core, which includes the high impact ginger and turmeric, but it also includes our daily detox and what we call our sport and go. So like everybody tries to do monsters and energy drinks, so forth and so on nowadays. However, they're loaded full of sugar or bad sugar substitutes.
Yeah.
Right. But we have something that gives you the same amount of energy, but it's healthy for you because it's has the ginger and turmeric in it.
Let's pause there because, all the spices, they're becoming buzzwords, right?
Yes,
everybody thinks they know, ginger, oh yeah, that's great for digestion, help you clear for this and that. What all is ginger good for?
Oh, wow. There's a whole list of things that ginger is good for. But like the ginger and the turmeric, they work hand in hand together.
Okay. So those two, okay. Well, see, that's a good starter right there. Because a lot of times when I'm getting like ginger tea or maybe ginger lemonade, the turmeric's not there. So you're saying those two kind of need each other. Yeah,
they work most effective together.
Okay, to do what?
So ginger is good by itself, turmeric is good by itself, but they work together in symbiosis and make each of them work even better.
Okay.
Basically, the biggest things that they're good for together is reducing inflammation and swelling in the body. Because most of your diseases, autoimmune diseases, are based around some type of inflammation or swelling in the body. And so what it does is helps to naturally reduce the pain and inflammation and swelling in the body. So like pain in your joints.
I was going to say, because oftentimes we'll hear that, what you just said about inflammation, but by the time we get to our doctor, they're calling it something totally different. Exactly. So what does inflammation point to?
Inflammation points to, basically you have...
Because you said joint pain.
Joint pain,
right? Okay.
So like, for example, arthritis, that's inflammation of your joints.
Got it.
So, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't know all the ins and out of it, but like a lot of things like endometriosis and other things like that also comes from some type of inflammation and swelling within the body.
Got it. Okay. You were saying.
So, yeah, because we have...
No, I just wanted to kind of make sure I had that before we went on.
Right, yeah, because we actually have a doctor that kind of researches everything for our company. His name is Dr. Randy Lundell. You can look him up. He's on Facebook, everything like that. Okay. But he's an advocate of the ketogenic diet because ketogenic diet itself helps to reduce inflammation and swelling. And actually, I was listening to one of the Facebook Live events we had back in December where the president of our company, he was speaking, and he was saying that like the ketogenic diet is a buzzword now, but it was referred to before as the Alzheimer's diet or the diabetes diet. So all these diets, it's been around for years.
Got it. Yeah.
This just changed its name. And now keto is the big buzzword.
It's funny because our next guest is not an advocate of the keto diet. She and I had a conversation about that. But I've heard, sort of both. Well, but that's because of the argument.
Everybody's doesn't have the right information. There's a lot of false information out there or misconceptions about how it works or what it actually requires.
Yeah.
So with that, because, I have gotten into my argument with different people over it, so forth and so on. But I mean, myself personally, I have personal results in our company. We have actually a whole site dedicated to results, and actually other people in the company they have called Testimony Tuesdays. And on their Facebook pages, they put the results that the ketogenic diet has given people and so forth.
Short term, as far as weight loss and things like that. Okay. If you've just tuned in, this is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today. Our focus today is alternative medicine, alternative healing. Right now, we're talking with Leroy Winfield about, a variety of things. We're talking about ginger and turmeric and how they work together. We're talking a little bit about the keto diet. What else do you have for us? I know that you market the Cherish Pad, and I'd love for you to talk about the preventative side of some of the women's issues that this pad is helping with.
Right. So as far as the Cherish Pad, what it is, well, first of all, there's no regulation on the pads that are on the market today. There's no governing body saying, hey, this is good, this is not. So with that, most companies like to take shortcuts and things of that nature. So our Cherish Pads they don't have any chemicals or dyes or anything like that in them. Online, we have several demonstrations. It's 10 times more absorbent than your regular normal pads. Because when our company actually absorbed another company called Inspire. And basically what happened was with Inspire, this is just a quick overview.
Yeah, let's do one more minute here, and then I want to spend the last 3 on CBD oil.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Awesome. So with Inspire, they came out with the pads and everything like that, but there was such a high demand that they couldn't meet, there was such a high demand for the product that they couldn't keep up with it.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
I've seen the demonstration in person.
Yeah, it's amazing, right?
Crazy.
And now for me personally, being a gentleman, when
Yeah.
they introduced us to the company and they told us we were bringing them in, they did the demonstration. It's like after the demonstration, all the ladies in the audience were going crazy and everything. And I was standing in line to get some products. I'm I'm not a guy, so maybe I don't understand this, but is it really that great?
So the part that was huge for me is understanding why you need to have something that is as absorbent as that is.
Exactly.
So what is the impact of the other pads that they're not talking about that the Cherish Pad is helping to eliminate?
Well, once again, I'm not a woman, so I'm only picking this up.
It's funny because I saw the demonstration. It was put on by a man as well, but whatever.
Right. So what happens is 10 times more absorbent. So, for example, now people will look at the number of pads that you get, right? But, for example, they'll say that it's a 10-hour pad, but how many times have you known a 10-hour pad to actually last 10 hours?
To be a 10-hour pad, right.
And speaking from the women and doing this, they said they have to change their pads 2, 3, sometimes 4 or 5 times a day. So with it being more absorbent, it will last that long. Now, the other issue that's dealt with is because it doesn't last, for example, let's say you're wearing a pair of white pants, that spillage is going to go through your pants.
But you're giving me surface stuff. Talk to me about we're talking about the medical side of it.
The medical side.
What was the impact of these other pads on these women's bodies?
Well, the women's bodies, things like cramps were lessened. For example, I have a friend.
That's crazy to think that our cramps could be lessened by by going to a different type of pad.
Exactly. So I had a friend of mine in college. She had really, really bad cramps, so bad like when it was that time of the month, like she would literally be missing classes because she would literally just be curled up in her bed. And so I gave her the Cherish Pads to try, and then she was up going around and everything. She still had some cramps, but they were very, very minimal. She could really deal with it. She didn't even need any pain medicine because they were alleviated that much.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because those chemicals, apparently they just get kind of reabsorbed into the system.
Yeah, the chemicals get absorbed back into the system.
Once they get wet, and it's just like, okay. See, yeah, our assistant is messaging me the chemicals. Okay. So talk about the CBD oil. We got like 2.5 minutes.
Okay. Well, first thing, dispelling the myth of CBD oil. Most people think CBD oil, they think the marijuana plant, you're going to get high. Well, CBD oil actually comes from the hemp plant, which does not contain THC.
Okay, THC.
Right. Now, there's going to be trace amounts, so you're not going to, for the most part, I don't think legally you can say 100% because there are going to be some trace amounts, but you're not going to get high. You're not going to pop positive on a drug test or anything of that nature.
Got it. Okay. Good. But why do I need the CBD oil? Like, my understanding is that Wegmans carries CBD oil, that like CBD oil is becoming a thing. What is it the thing for?
It's a thing for, actually it helps with pain and inflammation as well.
Okay.
But another thing is, getting into the medical side of things, it helps with just general pain throughout the body, so forth and so on. Like if you have any, like people with joint problems, things of that nature, it helps with them because, now this is again in the medical side of things, but your pain receptors, basically with the CBD oil helps to inhibit those pain receptors so that you don't feel as much pain. That's just a quick overview as well.
Pain.
It's a little bit more in more depth.
Man, we got a minute left. Gosh, this is too quick. I gotta have you back, Leroy, soon.
Please, definitely, because I mean, each of the different sections we could actually spend the whole time
a whole hour on. I'm trying to get permission from the powers that be to do an entire show that focuses on the cannabis industry.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And when I get that, I definitely want to have you come back on.
Okay.
Because it's huge.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And the thing about it is, like, as soon as they passed Farm Bill at the beginning of the year, our company was already preset, and, like, as soon as they passed it, right? We started it. And
are you going to get licensed? Is that your goal?
We'll
talk
really
more about licensing. You don't need license to distribute, but if you ever want to create anything, talk about how we can reach you.
Okay. You can reach you on my website, which is https // LWINDFIELD .mywakaya WAKAYA.com. Now for our CBD products.
Mywakaya.com.
Yes.
lwinfield.mywakaya WAKAYA.com.
Yeah, not Wakanda, Wakaya.
Not Wakanda. Got it.
So if you want to find out about the CBD products, it's actually different. It's that same thing. Okay. But then it's /CBCIBI-gold. Because our line of cannabis products is called CB Gold.
Got it. Okay. Perfect. And your phone number really quickly before
757-377-5763.
5763. We'll be talking real soon.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for joining us today, Leroy.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. Hey, guess what? The original CBD Expo is being held June 28th and 29th. That's coming up in just a couple of days. If you're tuning in from Seattle, Washington, this is the original CBD event platform to broadcast your products with the community and share your CBD knowledge with the industry. Focus on targeting the relevant and right people to be in the right place, creating a quality show floor that business can be conducted on. This event will feature more than 75 exhibitors, along with a substantial lineup of speaker presentations and panel discussions from experts in the research, technology, production, globalization, and sale of CBD and cannabinoid products. For more information, visit cbdexpo.net. Also coming up in October is the Future of Health Conference, taking place October 2nd and 3rd at Pier 60 in New York, New York. The Future of Health brings together 600 executives from the world's largest healthcare institutions, most disruptive startups, and most active private equity and venture capital investors. Come to get the latest on tech insurgents, health and wellness, digital health, pharma, and regulation. Wow, sounds like that's going to be dynamic. For more information, visit events.cbinsights.com/future of health. Wow, that sounds dynamic. Our last guest today. So super excited to see you, Miss Lisa Bay. She is the co-owner of Alkalicious Cold Pressed Juice Bar, which offers a selection of healthy beverages in the form of juices, smoothies, alkaline water, protein shakes, smoothie bowls, wellness shots such as wheatgrass, vegan food, and light organic snacks. Man, I'm hungry. The mission of Alkalicious Juice Bar is to help you reach your personal goals and create an alkaline balance for optimal health, fitness, and wellness. Man, a lot of buzzwords there, Lisa.
Yes.
I'm going to have you break some of that down for us.
Gladly.
Yeah.
And then we'll address that whole keto thing.
Yes, because that was the thing. Remember, we talked about that. We ran into each other.
Yes.
Well, Lisa, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Awesome. Let's start with alkalinity.
Yes.
Just as a general matter, like give us a definition.
Yes.
Bring us up to speed. We know nothing.
Great. All right. Well, that's great when you know nothing, because alkalinity is ground zero. So just like you know that your body is supposed to be a certain temperature to operate optimally, right? And we generally know that's 98.6 or very, very close to that before you start feeling all kinds of symptoms and knowing how to address them. Our body is supposed to be 7.34 pH. And most of us live our entire lives never having known that that is where we thrive.
7.34.
Yes, ma'am. And so that is the point at which our body is not only operating optimally, but it's having less inflammation in the body, less pain in the body, less mucus in the body. And
You're
so
the third person to mention inflammation on the show today. So,
and the reason why is because inflammation and mucus are the root source of all of our ailments and conditions and every chronic disease. So when we begin to address inflammation and mucus, we kind of get out of our own way. And the first steps to doing that is finding out what your personal pH is. Where are you currently? Because every point that you are higher or lower than 7.34, you're 10 times more acidic or alkaline than that previous number. So let's say you test yourself and you're a 6. That's 10 times more acidic, actually a little more than 10 times more acidic than 7.34. The first time I tested myself, I was averaging at 5.5. So now you get to 5, that's another 10 times the 6. So it's 100 times more acidic. So each time you're, going down, you're experiencing more inflammation, pain, and mucus in the body. And that is what gives way to opportunities for feeling sick, whether it's just sniffles or allergies, or whether it's a variety of different chronic diseases like diabetes, cholesterol, cancer, any number of things.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yes.
What about on the other side of that? So what about if you're 8 and a half? Is that also problematic?
Well, it's problematic to be too alkaline for extended periods of time, just like it would be problematic to be too acidic. But let me clarify something. If you go into a hospital and you're in the ER, chances are everyone sitting around you in that waiting room that's not there for a trauma-related or defect type of issue is there because they are experiencing inflammation and mucus and they're acidic. So your goal is to try to be alkaline. If you're somewhere between 7.34 and 8, you're in a very, very safe zone. It is extremely difficult to live and maintain yourself at levels higher than that. When you go into a grocery store, the majority of items that are available to you in a grocery store are acidic foods. The majority of things you get coupons for in the store, acidic. So
really quickly, let me just, because I want to make sure that folks that are tuned in know that they can call in. So if you've just tuned in, this is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, along with Lisa Bay of Alkalicious Juice Bar, having a conversation right now about alkalinity as it relates to alternative healing. Our phone lines are open, 757-727-5711. Again, that's 757-727-5711. You were saying, I know what my question was. So I have heard that there are some acidic foods that create alkalinity in the body, such as lemon. Okay. All right. So that is true.
Yes. So the way that works is outside of our body, they're acidic in their natural form. But once they enter our body, they create something called alkaline ash. And that's your goal. So lemons and limes are great examples of that.
Okay. So lemons and limes will help to create an alkaline scenario. Okay.
Absolutely. Another good example would be like apple cider vinegar.
Yeah. Apple cider vinegar, which I always keep on deck, but I don't necessarily take on a regular basis. Interesting. Okay.
So every activity in our body, every activity that we do tends to pull minerals and nutrients from our bones. And it's those minerals that keep your pH high. And so, just the act, for example, of having a baby, it's so tough on the body. I don't have to tell you. And so a lot of women struggle after they've had a baby with feeling really tired or, starting to notice they have other issues develop. That's an example of minerals have been pulled from the body. Our pH is starting to go down. We just want to fortify ourselves with things that are going to help us get that pH up.
Definitely taking notes there. Okay.
That's awesome.
Wow. So let's talk about some of these other fun things that you do. So I've heard about the wheatgrass, for example. I heard about the ginger shot.
Yes.
Tell me about wheatgrass. Is this something I ever need to attempt, or am I okay if I never do?
So one way to look at it is everything is great to try. The most important thing is to understand what benefits they can offer you. Sure. Wheatgrass has so many great benefits in one tiny 1 ounce shot. It's commonly said that having that one shot is like having 2 pounds of produce nutrients. So, so that's the beginning right there. Very high in dense nutrients and minerals. Very high in chlorophyll, which our body really needs for aiding and repairing and cell renewal in the body. And it's a great appetite suppressant. So we have people that like to get it because, maybe they're going through a cleanse and they don't want to feel cravings. And it's very helpful for that. It's really great for that inflammation and mucus because it's very alkaline forming to the body. And that's what your goal is, to try to consume more alkaline forming things during the course of your day. So there's a lot of things you can choose from, but wheatgrass could be one of those choices. It's got like a sweet, earthy taste to it.
Okay. And is it grassy? Is it okay? So the texture of it, has it been juiced completely?
Yeah, it's the juice is completely extracted, so you don't have any of the fiber wall there. Okay, so it's getting into your system very, very quickly. But versus like a ginger shot, which is going to be really hot and spicy at first when you do that shot, a ginger shot is like a heavy, sweet taste to it.
Okay, wow, we're
going to have you do one.
I know.
Next time you come through.
Okay. We've got 1 minute.
Okay. Let's make it count.
Yeah. I'm trying to think which one of these things. Do we want to talk about vegan food? Do we want to talk about keto in the last minute?
Well, we can talk about both.
How you can be reached.
Let's talk about both, and I'll mention quickly how we can be reached.
Okay.
When it comes to keto, vegan diet, or any of the diets that are out there, the most important thing is how alkaline is your focus. It's very easy to do keto or paleo and then have great benefits in the initial onset and then develop things in the long term. So if your focus is on trying to get more alkaline foods, that's good. and we're in Chesapeake. So we're right off of Eden Way, behind the Target, and near Surfrider, Jason's Deli, and Moe's.
And your Alkalicious
cold pressed juice bar.
Cold pressed. That's important.
Yes.
Juice bar. And give us your address again.
733 Eden Way North, and that's Unit 402.
For all my acidic folks, they're located right beside Your Pie Pizza.
Yes, yes. That's where you can find us.
Right there, right across from Surfrider.
And near Jason's Deli.
Yeah, near Jason's. Okay, 733. And then are you online as well? Website?
Yes. Our website is alkaliciousjuice.com. Our Facebook page and Instagram are Alkalicious Juice. And we're also on Instagram under Alkalicious JB.
Alkalicious JB on Instagram.
And on Twitter, sorry.
On Twitter, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Man, Lisa, this has been great.
Yes.
I can't wait to have you back.
Oh, I'm excited.
Gosh.
Because we just unpacked a lot of stuff right there.
Yeah, definitely a lot. Man, okay.
Thank you so much.
We will talk again soon.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Blair.
As am I. Okay, thanks a lot.
Have an amazing day.
You too. And when we return, we'll have about 4 minutes to talk about the advantages of alternative medicine. And I've got a couple of other updates for you as well.
And now, more Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham on Smooth 88.1 WHOV.
Welcome back to the final segment of edition 40 of Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. I've learned a lot. I hope that you have too. I'm just going to share very quickly 7 advantages of alternative medicine. This information is obviously not backed by any government agency. I'm simply sharing this information. I'm not assuming any liability here, but the first advantage is that alternative medicine treats the actual cause. One of the best advantages that alternative medicine offers is that it heals the body and is designed to actually treat the cause of the pain or disease that has occurred. Advantage number 2, it's an improvement of the quality of life. When we use prescription drugs, we generally see an improvement in pain. But once the drug goes out of your system, the pain returns. When using alternative medicine, there's a drastic improvement in the quality of life a person has. And I can personally attest to that. Advantage number 3, it's safer. Alternative medicine is a wide spectrum of therapies, and they're almost always considered to be much safer than mainstream medicine. Advantage number 4, it does not have bad side effects. When using mainstream medicine, you might be able to get rid of your headache, but the side effects might include nausea, hallucinations, and risk of stroke in the process. Advantage number 5, it's more flexible. Alternative medicine allows more flexibility in treatment plans. Number 6, it looks at the overall health of your body. Alternative medicine focuses on healing pain and disease by balancing out other aspects of your life. Sleep, nutrition, and stress can affect your body, as we discussed today. So adapting health plans with these in mind is important with alternative medicine. Mainstream medicine is not nearly as well-rounded. And advantage number 7, it doesn't offer dependency treatment options. Prescription pills can cause dependency and other harmful side effects to the body and mind. Alternative medicine does not have those same disadvantages. And really quickly, I just want to share the information of the 3 guests that were on the show today. Leroy Winfield with Wakaya Perfection. He can be reached at lwinfield.mywakaya.com. That's lwinfield.mywakaya.com. We also had on the show today Lania Johnson with Firm 717 LLC. Firm717.com is her website. She will be featured at the Unlimited Elegance Bridal Expo happening on July 30th at the Virginia Beach Convention Center. Certainly want to invite you all out. That is going to be an expo unlike any other, hosted by Latricia and Chris Letzinger. And last but not least, certainly want to invite you out to sample some of the delicious goodness over at Alkalicious Juice Bar. I joked earlier that it's right next to where the acidic folks hang out. I'm one of them. They are located at 733 Eden Way. Again, it's www.alkaliciousjuice.com. They are on Facebook at Alkalicious Juice, as well as on Instagram. And then certainly last but not least, I invite you to visit our website, www.blackbrand.biz, for information on upcoming events, networking, education, access to capital. Our signature event, Black Diamond Weekend, is already in the works for this coming November, November 29th and 30th, as well as December 1st. You'll definitely want to join us for Black Diamond Weekend. Again, blackbrand.biz. You can reach us on Facebook and Instagram at blackbrandbiz and at Black Wall Street Today. It has been a privilege and a pleasure. We look forward to talking next week, where our focus is ownership and entertainment. Ownership and entertainment. We will talk to you soon. Have a great week. Phenomenal. Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram. And then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said, and I will continue to say, that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party. Phenomenal.
Hey, yo, when I say black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street.
Phenomenal.